What's brewing, coffee lovers? Here on the Caffeine Show, I believe that great coffee is for everyone. So stay tuned as we tell you the future of coffee stirrers. And also, we have some pretty good fun with this, which is the Nitro Press by Hatfields of London, with my very special guest, Jameel from Lalani Co. So it's been pretty difficult to have not noticed the government's rather bungled legislative attempts at trying to reduce waste recently, which in itself is noble and one I think we can all get behind in principle. But now, with the help of a UK charity, WRAP, dozens of companies have signed up to eliminate unnecessary single-use plastics by 2025, and that's cool. So how is this going to affect your daily cup of coffee? Well, if you have sugar in your coffee, there's a very high likelihood that you'll need a stirrer, and these are generally discarded after single use. But there's a solution, and it's called the Stircle. This is essentially a turntable for your coffee, which stirs the contents without the use of a stick. Now, the device can be placed on any surface or sunk into a countertop, and customers just place their unstirred beverage onto it, and the Stircle automatically spins it in one direction and then the other, which thoroughly mixes its contents. Now, initially, I thought this was a bit of a joke, may have even been a bit of an April Fool. I mean, this thing's 250 quid. But what is the alternative for stirring? I mean, on the one hand, you have the single use, which are very wasteful, and on the other, reusable, like metal spoons. I mean, this seems like a bit of a no-brainer, eh? Go reusable. But this in itself causes a number of problems. So, first off, customers who put the dirty spoons back in with the clean ones. Cafes running out of spoons. Then there's the time and cost of dishwashing, and these may be small, but they all add up. And obviously, the outlay of the spoons themselves. I mean, who hasn't accidentally wandered off with a fancy spoon from your favourite cafe? So the Stircle in a specialty cafe seems a bit ridiculous, but think of it this way. If it was adopted by a large coffee chain, it can make a real impact on waste, and those costs of those units could come down. The inventor claims that it's not only less wasteful than using sticks, but in the long run, it could also be more economical for the coffee shops to use. I mean, a Stircle should stir 50,000 cups for about 10p of electricity. So they say. There is another solution though, and maybe this is the elephant in the room. And that's that if customers want sugar in their drink, whether you agree or not, maybe the cafe needs to get over itself and put sugar in at the start and give them the sweetened drink that they ordered. Then there's no stirring required. After all, they're paying for it. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Should cafes put sugar in coffee or refuse outright? Let us know in the comments down below. So next up, we've been sent this, which is the Nitro Press by Hatfields of London, and we'll leave a link to their website in the description down below. But what this allows you to do is serve up nitro-infused drinks. So, for instance, you can brew up some cold brew, put it in here. It takes up to half a litre. Screw on the lid, and then you would screw in a nitrogen charger into the top here. Then you've pretty much got instant nitro cold brew. Fantastic. Or you can do this with many other products as well. The great thing is it will keep whatever's in here fresh for up to 2 weeks as well. But I didn't want to do nitro cold brew. I wanted to do something else. So we're joined by Jameel here from Lalani Co. And the reason I asked Jameel to come in is because we were sent this wonderful Nitro Press by the guys over at Hatfields. And I thought, what can we nitro? We've seen a lot of nitro cold brew. I just thought, it'd be a bit boring. Why don't we nitro some matcha? Now, Jameel is the king of high-quality matcha. So you've made up a lot of matcha here.
Yes, we made half a litre of matcha here.
Fantastic. And we're going to nitro it. So do you want to finish it off for me?
So we made the matcha as they do in Japan with just the matcha and the water. But we made it cold, of course, because you don't want a nitro hot matcha because the gas won't dissolve as easily. So now we're just going to pour the last of it into the can. And then over to Scott
Great.
for the nitro bit.
Let's have a go at this. Now we have done this once before, and I think we found that we almost need to put 2 canisters in. So we're gonna give it a go. Let's just hope we
double nitro the matcha.
Yeah, double nitro. That's one that's gone in. We're gonna pull that out. Stick another one of these. Stick another one of these bad boys in. Now this is perfectly safe, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You're feeling okay about
I'm
this?
feeling fine.
You're so am I. There we go. There's 2.
We won't tell them about the one we blew up earlier.
We won't tell them about that. That's a very good idea. We did a little bit of testing this before,
Yes,
didn't
we
we?
did.
And we came up with a few ideas. What was your favourite?
So I think, as a purist, I do think that Nitro Matcha on its own is absolutely spectacular.
Great.
Gives it a really beautiful, creamy mouthfeel. The cocktail that worked the best, in my opinion, was a mix of the Nitro Matcha
Yep.
and coconut water.
It was actually fantastic. And we're going to go for a specific kind of ratio. Are we going to go?
Yeah, I think the best thing is about 2/3 matcha
Yep.
to 1/3 coconut water.
First off, we're going to try the Matcha Nitro on its own. So I'm going to turn this upside down.
Just kidding. Oh, it's beautiful.
Look at that. Right. Wow. I think instantly you can see that there's a head on it. It looks more dense.
Yep. Gives it a really beautiful, creamy appearance to it. And then, of course, the head forms as it sits there. So you're a little bit ahead of me.
Wow. It really fills your mouth up.
Absolutely. And a good matcha, the best matchas will be stone milled,
Okay.
not metal milled, because it has more of a texture to it.
Right.
You get a more irregular texture, so you get a more beautiful mouthfeel. And this being a stone milled matcha, a matcha gold, when you nitro it, it just adds to the volume of it.
Right.
So we're getting this beautiful stone milled thickness to the matcha, combined with the creaminess and the from the nitro.
That's great.
Works beautifully.
It does work beautifully. It really does. Great. Okay, let's go for the Jameel special. Do you want? Shall we?
We're going to coconut water.
Let's put the coconut water in then.
So,
Yep.
so what we're doing is we're using about 1/3 coconut water to 2/3 matcha. Now, a lot of matcha cocktails you will see are done with things like berries and with citrus, but actually that doesn't go. The citrus gets in the way of the matcha flavour.
Right.
Matcha tends to go better with things that are floral, creamy,
Yep.
smooth, maybe even spicy.
Right. Okay.
So things like coconut, cardamom,
right.
white chocolate, nuts, excellent pairings for matcha.
Yeah.
So, coconut water,
Yeah, you jump in.
and then we're going to do 2/3 of the nitro matcha.
Brilliant.
There we go.
Let's try that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, that is good. That's really good. I think what I like about this is that you still got that matcha flavour. The coconut water comes in, but it's not dominant. It's not. Neither of these two are fighting with each other. Neither of them overpowering.
Absolutely.
But it kind of is a longer, cooler summer drink. I think that would work well.
I think that as a summer drink, it's perfect. And what's beautiful about it is that the matcha is still dominant, which is really important.
Yeah.
I think too many matcha drinks diminish the flavour of the matcha, whereas this keeps it as the dominant flavour. The coconut water just picks out the floral character of it and gives it a bit of brightness, which matches with the summer season.
I could really see this with some ice and just on a warm day. This would be great. I'm not sure you want to take this to the park, but even so, this is quite lovely. Another thing we came up which I thought was incredible was white chocolate and a nitro matcha. The problem with that is that it's quite messy. But what really, really worked was the fact, and the reason we worked out that white chocolate matcha was going to be such a great pairing is because you work with someone who creates a chocolate bar.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, I'm one of the shareholders in Damson Chocolate.
Right.
So Damson is a small chocolate company in Islington on Chapel Market. There's a shop at the front, and then in the back they've got the chocolate factory.
Wow.
So it is an urban chocolate factory making chocolate like it would have been done in the Victorian days.
Real Willy Wonka style.
Properly. And Tom Ramsey, who is the head chocolate, he's the chocolate maker there, he has made a matcha white chocolate.
Wow. And I must say that when we melted down some white, I think it was white chocolate and cardamom that we found. We melted that down and put the matcha in there and stirred it up, and it was divine. You know, it really was fantastic.
It is.
Jameel, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for coming over and coming to the studio, and thank you for bringing your wonderful matcha.
It's my pleasure. As a matcha purist, I'm convinced by the coconut, actually.
It's good, isn't it?
Really
It really is good. And yeah, that's all for this week. So if you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up and click on the bell icon too if you want to be kept up to speed. Last week's video is down there, and if you like what we're up to, check us out at Caffeine Mag on all of the socials. And remember, great coffee is for everyone, so we'll see you next time on The Caffeine Show.